What is up, guys? It's your boy Tiz, 1/3 of the Podnas, back with another Tiz Takes battle rap blog. Today we're gonna be recapping the rewatch of DNA versus Av. I'll jump right off into DNA's round one. DNA had started off the battle. He had the Swiller Head, Have Nots line, the MLK Road, Av in bad spot. MLK is always in the worst neighborhood in cities. I had the foot down for a start like a motorbike. He had the second case, Corona, taking Corona Light, the pen flowers. I'm in my prime tonight, prom. It was a reach, but I'll let it slide. He had the Aquaman scheme. He had the Miles Morales Alter DNA, different on the web scheme. He had the Batman scheme. He had the Avengers scheme. As a comic book guy, I appreciated this. From the start of the Aquaman scheme all the way through to the end of the Avengers scheme, I thought he was just like keeping it all tied in, and it all made sense. And then he ended it off with the handle the shark bite. I hit it on the nose. If you know about sharks, you hit a shark on the nose. That's one of the quickest ways to kind of get him to back off if he's attacking. So I like DNA's round. It was really solid. It was full of punches, which is what he kind of needed to prove, I guess, against Av. So but he did a good job. Solid first round from DNA for sure. Av first round, he came out with the 8 off the app Grubhub line. He had the Dead Before We Knew It, MF Doom line. It's probably the first MF Doom bar I've heard since his passing. RIP to MF Doom, a legend. But I thought that was a really dope line right there by Av. He had the line about Beasley's house. Might not have been a super punch, but to me, it definitely hit. I think that is hilarious. He had the most viewed and most overlooked at the same time bar. And if you follow DNA's career, that's really the story of his career, man. Like, he has been in the top 3 of views every year, but he's also often one of the people that people do not mention when they talk about the top battle rappers for some reason. So I thought that was really just relevant. He had the flip of his own name, Nathan. He had the Nathan, and that's what you mean to the culture line. I thought that was hard to flip your own line better than DNA was able to. He had the animated teacher crossing the street line from Soul. I'm a dad, just watched that movie with my son, so that hit hard right now for sure. And then he had the bird and the bat line, Cardinals logo. That might be my line of the battle. Probably the second best line of that entire card. But that bird and the bat line, Cardinals logo, I had not heard anybody put that together like that or even use that reference in that way. I thought that was fire. He had to fight the Corona. You lost a tooth. My fight with Corona had me fighting for my life. That's real. As a person who's been through health problems, I've definitely had my own issues in the past with drinking, so I definitely appreciated that line from him, and it just was a real deal statement. And then he ended with the bitches run from DNA like more results. Overall, solid first round from both of them. I preferred what Av did in the first round more. Neither one was really high on performance, but I think that Av's cadence, his flows, mixed with the high rate of punches and the relevance of what he was saying, it just hit for me. So Av, I got him up 1-0 going into round 2. Round 2, DNA turned up. He came out with the consoles game shark line. He had the investment, nothing left in the Shark Tank bar. He had the Boulder leave the cave, Indiana Jones line. Thought that was hard. He had the Undertaker bar, the 70s show scheme where he was talking about where he was actually scheming using the 70s shows characters, but also using shows from the 70s. I thought that was like a double little scheme within a scheme. That was hard. He had the boxing scheme. He had the Queens Niggas Cook Sharks, Deep Blue Sea, another one of the top lines of the night. I thought that was fire. Fire. And I really loved that scene in the movie as well. He had the Ozzy Osbourne Bit the Bat, Still Let's Rock show bar. Math scheme where he was talking about Av being average. He had the Wet Willies scheme. I thought DNA had a really solid round too, and he really turned up the performance. And to me, that was the difference for me in this round. I think they both had decent angles in this round, but I think DNA turned up in this round, and that made the difference for me. In Av's round 2, he had the convincing cause conviction line. He had the Peter Guns part of Lord Tariq. He had the pass of 6 on 21 like Madden. He had the breakfast with the champ scheme. He had the poke chop, like South nigga speaking. Yes, I'm a Southern dude, and we do have draws. We do like to slur our words a little bit, kind of just relax when we talk. We're not so focused on enunciating every syllable. So I definitely thought that was hard, and I love a good poke chop. Um, he had the name your color, Reservoir Dogs, as in you naming your color, but also Reservoir Dogs, their names were their colors. So I thought that was hard. He had the 9 trades like a slow class lunch line. That was fire. Because the sped class always has the least amount of people, and they would have about 9 trades as opposed to a normal class with about 21 kids. That was hard. And then he had the whole supposed to catch smoke, Day and Roach in the back of the store line. That was hard too. Av had some monster lines, but I think DNA's approach in this round is really what separated the two. I think DNA's performance, he was really selling his bars as far as like he believed it. He was barking on Av. I also feel like the angles he was taking as far as the cave falling out, the cave fallout with Av and Tay-Rock, just the whole reading and really talking to that situation between Av and Rock. I think he did it in a very creative way, and I got DNA winning round 2 off of performance and just the angle he chose to take. I preferred it over Av's, but I won't be mad at somebody if they say Av 1 second. Now for round 3, this is the coup de grace, and this is where I didn't even have it as close. DNA comes out. He has a different strokes drum in the house line, the Gary Payton scheme, the Magic School Bus class shrink line, the merge into 2 lanes, 2-way street. The whole road avenue street scheme that he used in round 3 was just beast, and it just tied so perfectly into the angle he was using. The started from the bottom and you still want to be stuck there. That wasn't necessarily a punch, but I loved it. I think that that's the attitude a lot of these rappers are showing, where they're not really worried about promo. They don't want to do anything to build their name up and their brand up, but they want top tier money and they want big dollars. Well, to get that, you have to be a person that people want to see. I think a good example of this is Easy the Block Captain. He's always blogging. He's always on somebody else's show giving interviews. He has his own show where he's constantly talking. And that constant promo, that constant talking makes people gravitate toward him, to where, I'll be honest, I don't even really care for his bars like that. That's just not my preference. But I see why he's a top tier, why he's becoming a top tier, because Easy, he has the whole package of what you need. And I think that that's what DNA did a good job of highlighting to Av, that Av is just missing that promo work, that brand building, that letting us know who you really are. He had the whole lack of promo scheme. He had the South Park scheme. He had the Southern draw, vow to be lax with my words. He had the Adam Silver Stern talking to bar. That was hard. He had the growth abnormal, assisting the body. As a person who had cyst in his body before, I know that was just a hard line, hit home. Paul Pierce in the finals, Truth Hurts, that was hard. Ask a Man, as a man session, that whole playoff of Av's thing as a man. I just thought that he really hit and was really talking to Av's soul in that part. He was talking to Av about his drinking. He said the kidney failure, and you still drinking, how you gonna know about self-control? As a person who has struggled with drinking in the past and who just knows about health issues, because I've been through them, I don't know how much truth it is to Av still drinking after that, but I'm hoping that Av, please stop drinking, because that not only was a hard bar, but that could be one of them bars that doesn't age too well if something goes wrong. So just take care of yourself. Health is wealth. Do what you got to do to be here for the long haul, champ. DNA had to criticize in Farnsworth, but you can't open doors. And then he said, P, did he tell you that? I just thought that was a nice little clever Bentley Farnsworth play. It was just hard. That was a dope little section and a way to end off the round. DNA went off in round 3. This is the DNA we've been seeing for the past 3 or 4 battles now. This is the Gary DNA that's just talking to your soul. And it was hitting. He killed this round 3. For Av in round 3, I had the cap on Av, the cap on App. This ain't lids. He went at Cal and Verb for a minute, and the bars were cool, but in this type of a battle where it's so directed at you, I didn't think he had any room to talk about somebody else outside of DNA. So I kind of docked him a few points for that, to be honest. He had to Get in the Way with Murder, Annalise Keaton line. That was one of my favorite shows. So I definitely like that. He had the whole breakdown and analysis of Harry and DNA's situation. And that's why DNA is really getting the looks he's getting and the opportunities he's getting. I thought that was a really good way to break it down, but we've heard about the Harry situation so many times it just landed flat for me. I thought the bars were cool that he used to portray it, but I'm over that angle. It's kind of like the Tay Rock trans angle, and I'm just over it. We've heard it too many times. And then Av ended with the Boys to Men. Nate been doing fine line. I really like that. I'm a Boys to Men fan, and that Doing Just Fine song is one of my favorite songs by them. So I thought it hit. Overall, Av had a solid round 3, but I just think DNA had more substance in that round. He had more substance, the performance was higher, and he also had more bars, which is weird because Av is a puncher, but DNA crushed round 3. So I got DNA taking round 3 clearly. I got DNA winning this battle on the rewatch 2-1. I think on my first time when I first saw the battle that night, I had DNA clearly winning every round, but on looking back, I can definitely see why it's debatable. I can see why someone may say Av got the first and the second. I can also see why someone may agree with me and say that DNA got the second and the third. But it was a good battle, man. One of the top 2 battles of the night to me. Great back and forth. And like I said, I don't think this lowers either one of their stock. I think Av is still going to be in line for a bigger place because he's been on a real good streak since he's been back. I think DNA is rightfully calling out people like Lux. Lux and Mook, I think, would be battles that are ending his realm now after his recent killing streak and just his consistency over the past few years. So I see both of their stocks going up after this battle. It was a great showing. But yeah, DNA 2-1, rounds 2 and 3. He got this battle and he did win tonight. If you disagree with me, tell me in the comments. If you agree with me, tell me in the comments. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I'm new to this blogging thing, so I'm working. But let me know if you got some stuff you want me to talk about in the battle rap world that I haven't touched on yet. Otherwise, until the next time, I said what I said. This has been your boy, 1/3 of the Podnas, Tiz, along with another Tiz Take blog, and I'm out.
Thanks to you, we did it. We reached our first 100 subscribers. Help us celebrate this amazing milestone by joining the Pod Squad today. All you got to do is go to teespring.com/stores/Podnas-closet-1 and enter our promo code Podnas100 to get 50% off all purchases until January 31st. Thank you for your support. We couldn't do it without you.
Welcome to the Podnas with Face, Pat, and Tiz.